Welcome back to the third and final part of my extreme economy test with my 406, where I am attempting to drive as far as possible on a single tank of fuel by driving at steady 50 miles per hour. Previously, after we departed from Manchester, UK and arrived to Dover, we boarded a ferry and crossed the English Channel to France, where we then continued through Belgium, Germany and Austria, and finally, some 30 hours later, we arrived at my destination in Bratislava, Slovakia. We've driven over 1156 miles or 1860 kilometers so far, and not only have we made it here all the way without refueling, but we still have some fuel left. So today, after a good 2 weeks rest in Bratislava, it's time to say goodbye to my mom as I hit the road once again to see how much further we can squeeze out of what's left in the tank before we will eventually have to take fuel. But first we have to swap cars. I've been driving our Slovakian car here instead of my 406, which has been safely garaged and not been driven during my Bratislava stay. So here is a little surprise. Oh my god, look at that. Thanks birds. Oh. So I parked here last year as well, less than 24 hours. The whole car was shut over. Oh. So we'll stop somewhere to wash it, but we're not going by this car anyway. I haven't driven much with the car since I arrived to Slovakia. I did maybe 5 miles. Basically come here to the garage and store it. But before that, we need to clean this bird shit. Look what I found in here. Car shampoo from Asda. Very car shampoo-y. No more bird shit. I didn't want to leave it in there because it would destroy the paint. We don't have water in here, so I have to just do it like this, out of the bottle. Yeah, that's enough. Okay, we just need to move our stuff and we're good to go. We're a bit late, so we will probably arrive after the dark. I slept too long. All right, we're ready to go. Hey! So we had about 200 miles left when we were arriving to Bratislava, and the car showing now 124 when we are stationary. From where I am right now, we have about 173 miles. So we're going to Low Tatras, to north of Slovakia, like a mountain area, which I believe we should be able to make. However, because we are going to the mountains and there is no motorway all the way, the rest will be just the normal roads. So let's get going and see how it goes. And I forgot to mention one little thing that happened. So this is my first average, and it shows 69.0878 miles, and I accidentally reset my second one. So this was my overall trip all the way from Manchester. So yeah, I kind of messed up, but I have a picture from last time, so I will calculate the overall consumption anyway from these two numbers. I expect today's journey to take about 4 hours at 50 miles per hour. I don't plan any stops, and as mentioned already, going to the mountains will involve some steep uphill. The highest point we will have to climb lies over 1200 meters above sea level, and even though that will kill our MPG for sure, we will get it back on the other side going downhill, so should not make a big difference overall.
I carried you all the way, only to hear you say, here is no home for you. I don't know what to do, guarded you all the way, only to let you say, here is no place for you, but I'll carry on.
Okay guys, we just left Bratislava and it will be dark in about 30 minutes. After 6 is the sunset, and let's see how the truckers will be here in Slovakia. So there is one truck behind me. So that white truck behind me has been there since I left Bratislava, and that one seems to be going 80 with me, 81, 82. And he didn't try to get closer to me or overtake me at all. So maybe in Slovakia they go slower, so they go like 51, 52 miles per hour. Maybe he wants to save on fuel as well. Oh, the white truck decided to go faster now. So don't know, and he's blinking on me, so he can overtake me if he wants. I don't want to go faster. He's overtaking me now, so maybe his patience ran out. Let me show you. So that's the one that just overtook me. He blinked at me a couple of times and eventually he overtook me. But that's not the one, no, that's not the one that I was talking about. That's still behind me, that truck. So this is some different one that is probably in a hurry. So we just hit the 1200 mark and our current consumption is 67.3 miles per gallon. We're doing stable 52 miles per hour. And let me check the overall. The overall is 69 mpg and we still have 131 miles to our destination, and our range hasn't changed at all. It still shows 124 miles, so all good. I think we will do it. I'm a little bit worried about the mountains when we arrive at the mountains and we will have to go uphill, so there might be some decrease, but I still believe we can make it all the way to our destination. So I will see you again at 300 mark and we carry on. Alright guys, we just passed 1,300 miles. And as you can see, the low fuel light is on as well. We have 62 miles of range at this moment, and I'm glad to report that after some nerve-wracking 100 miles, we only have 34 miles to destination, which is pretty good, but it was not looking that good all the way. Our average number 2 is 65, that means this trip from Bratislava. We just left Banská Bystrica, which is another big city in the center of Slovakia. We climbed quite a way uphill. We are about 400 meters above sea level and the motorway ended. That's the biggest change in scenery. As you can see, this is just a normal 2-lane road now, no more motorway, which is good for me because I can go slower. As you can see, I lower my speed as well. I'm going 45 now since we no longer on motorway. It will start going uphill now. We have a mountain pass, Čertovica, in front of us that we will have to climb. There is no other way around, and the cabin where we are going is on the other side of the mountain pass, so we will have to get on top of the Čertovica. Once we are there, we can pretty much freeball it because it's going to be downhill all the way to our destination. The last mile will be a little bit uphill as well, but that's the last mile when we get off the main road. I'm not worried about the last mile. Okay guys, we are in the mountains. We climbing up. 1,325 miles is about to be rolled in, and as you can see, I'm going only 30. So that's my strategy for the uphill. I will go slow, and that should keep fairly reasonable consumption for this uphill push. With only 10 miles to go, we are currently doing about 25 to 35 miles per gallon, and our range is now gone, which means we have less than 50 miles remaining. Here we are, Čertovica, 1,230 meters above the sea level, and we're not stopping. Let's go straight away because our fuel is pretty low now. So now it will be all the way downhill. here is our turn. The remote to the gate still work.
You have arrived.
And that's it. We made it. We arrived all the way to our cabin. I will show you in a minute, but let's do the stats first. So our final, we still have a little bit fuel left. Our current mileage is 1335.4 miles. And as you can see, our tank is almost empty. And let's have a look on our average. So our average stays 69.0. We've done 1052 miles since we disembarked in France. And this one is just for this trip, so we did 62.8 miles per gallon. So I had 64 before I start going to the mountains, so it held up pretty well. And our range is gone, so not much to do. But as we still have a little bit of the fuel left, we might push it a little bit harder tomorrow. And because it's still downhill that way, so we might get some extra, we might squeeze some extra, maybe 20 miles out of it. And I have to find a petrol station somewhere as well, because I need to get fuel now. Okay. I'm not sure if you're gonna see anything in here. Well, that's the cabin where I'm gonna stay. It's pretty fresh in here, to say, but it is crazy dark in here. It's like pitch black. Oh, not much to see. We will do the tour tomorrow. Okay, so let's see if I have the correct keys, because that is also... Hey there, it's been 3 days I've been here, and today we're going to finish the economy video with the 406. So I have a little bit fuel left, maybe like 10, 15, 20 miles the most. So I'm going to take the car down to the town. We're going to Liptovský Hrádok or Liptovský Mikuláš and see how far we can get. We could probably get there. It's only maybe like 10 miles from here. I have my 2 tanks here ready. We'll see. I'm not sure if I want to run out of fuel completely, but if we make it to Liptovský Mikuláš, I might as well just take the fuel and call it. So let's do it and finish this ultimate economy of the 406. Okay, we continue where we left off. So 1335.3 miles. You can see the tank showing almost empty. And our economy is still the same, 69.0 over the last 1052 miles. In, and we're just going downhill. So let's see how far we can get. I think we can get to Liptovský Mikuláš. It's only like 15 miles or something like that. 1337.1. We're doing 40, and the current economy 137 mpg. We're slowing down. Maybe we will have to put a gear in. Only 30 now. We made it to the first town, Liptovský Hrádok, but we are not stopping here and go for the next one, which is just a few miles further, and there is a big shopping center as I need to do a big shop for my cabin stay. So we hit 1,352.7 miles and I'm in a shopping center. And I will just pop into the big Tesco here to do my big shopping and then we will get right back to finish this. So I've been there a little bit longer than expected and it is dark already. Further to that, it looks like it's gonna rain any minute, so I've decided I will not push it until the car stops and will be taking fuel before going back to the cabin. Mainly because of the safety, as the road back to the mountain is pretty narrow single lane road with lots of sharp bends and no hard shoulder. If I would run out of fuel in the bad spot, like on one of those bends in complete darkness, this could become very dangerous very quickly as many locals drive quite fast and we could cause a very bad accident. Therefore, I will just stop at one of the petrol stations in the town before returning and we will end this extreme economy test there. Let's stop in here if they are still open. Oh, they look closed. Let me check. They should be open until 10, but they clearly are closed. Let's go check if they are open or not. Okay, they are open. It's just so quiet. So let's go take fuel and finish here. I don't really feel like getting stopped somewhere on the way back. Okay, so we're getting fuel. Let's see how much I can put in. $77.46 liters. So that means we still had about 2.5 liters of diesel left and could have possibly driven an additional 25 miles. We could have easily made it back to the cabin without running out, but of course I had no idea how much fuel I have left. Let's see the final stats, shall we? We drove 1,354.5 miles or 2,179.8 kilometers, which took us almost 35.5 hours of driving, and our final consumption remained unchanged at 69 miles per gallon or 4.1 liters per 100 kilometers. And that's it, it's reset. Alright everyone, there you have it, 1,354 miles covered on a single tank of fuel in my 406, all while maintaining a slower than usual pace. Now for the conclusion, was it all worth it? Undoubtedly we demonstrated that driving slowly can significantly reduce the fuel consumption. However, was the time investment justified? Typically a journey of this distance would require about 1.5 to 2 and more tanks of fuel, depends how fast you are pushing it. Ultimately, the decision hinges on how much you value your time and how willing you are to trade it for fuel savings. Time is perhaps our most precious resource, and that valuation is a personal choice. Personally, I tend to drive a bit slower anyway. Nonetheless, it's been interesting to explore just how much farther I could travel without the time constraints. And with that, we can conclude our extreme economy video. Perhaps one day I will redo this test again, as I remain convinced that reaching not just 1,400, but perhaps even 1,500 is achievable. All by avoiding the mountains area and sticking to like flat roads could make all the difference. But until then, I look forward to seeing you in the next one. Bye!